could pose a bit of a dichotomy, seeing as how your platform is social media and you speak to mental health, but also how notorious social media is for wrecking people's mental health. So, have you noticed anything in particular that I would say, other than just the outright toxicity that can exist there, but has that ever felt like what's the right word for it? Has it ever felt weird in any kind of way, knowing that your audience, you get them through social media, but for a lot of them, being on social media as a whole, maybe not you, but as a whole, is not good for them?
It's a double-edged sword, right? If they're there already, I'm not causing more damage. If anything, I'm helping like use their time more efficiently. Hopefully they see it that way. But yeah, social media can be toxic. I went into the DMs, but say it or not, every creator, influencer, you not chase the numbers, but you expect certain numbers. And when your videos or things aren't performing, or people around you are doing this, and it's like, you start just judging, am I good enough? Is this, when it's just an algorithm, right? And if the end of the day, like, it takes like you to remind yourself, but like a video can have 1 million views or can have 1,000 views. But if it hit that one person and truly impacted that one person to make that change, or reach out to that one person or their ex or their husband or whoever it is and help them through a time, you've done more than anything you could imagine. And I think there's a lot of power in social media, especially with if you put out good content and the ability for it to reach a larger audience than you ever would be able to in person. So yes. And back to the other question, I guess maybe time management with like blocking off times and looking into like your watch time on your social media apps on your phone, even though most of us avoid it, like looking at your checking and savings account. But I think it's very important to allocate that. And how do you properly allocate it? Obviously you can set like, there's apps to like shut off like a certain amount of like social media a day, but having an accountability partner, someone else saying, hey, yo, I want to use social media for 30 minutes a day. Join me for the next 2 weeks. Let's keep each other accountable. It's sort of like the gym, or sort of like anything, right? To do goals and align with other people that are driven to do the same. So yeah, find a balance. Don't avoid it, but find a balance.
Yeah, I like it. I've definitely been on the other extreme before, where I avoid it. And part of that just being in a way procrastination from the using it as a tool side. That's something James has been very helpful with over the years. Just because I had initially just a weird relationship with social media, and also just a privacy thing. And you said just getting more comfortable with it. But I feel for a lot of entrepreneurs, business owners, or people who just want to, as you said early on, use the internet to just be like diesel to their dreams, there can be this hurdle or this learning curve, and there's so many different facets to it. And definitely those numbers, whether it's you get on YouTube and you got 4 subscribers and you're kind of like, damn, nobody's even watching this video. Why am I even making this video?
Yeah.
But obviously if you don't put the work in, and living in the world that we do, where so often things can have these quasi immediate returns or impact, when you don't see that, to not get discouraged on oneself and then go into a negative place that is literally only from the expectations that one has created in front of them, rather than being present and just doing it and then withdrawing from the outcome, which is a very easy thing to say, nice quote, but it's much harder to do in practice.
It.
Real time has to go into it. Real feelings, real thought, real energy, real money goes into it.
Yeah. And shout, you guys are both in Atlanta. Shout out to the Atlanta rapper Russ, right? He's a living, breathing example of that. I think he made music for like 10 years on SoundCloud, like 14 albums. And it was one song a decade later, and he popped, and it just like, his life changed forever, but he never stopped believing in himself. So I think self-belief and finding that purpose early on, because if you have a purpose or something that's bigger than you, that's driving you to do something, it's much easier to continue when things are telling you, or the numbers are telling you to stop. So finding that gelato scoop, right? As early as you can in life. I think that's easier said than done, like you said, but that's, I think, a really important takeaway that I wish maybe my 18-year-old self would have taken.